animated TV development, Svartalfheim playtesting, and the devs speak out about PvP content. You're right, kids, it's Raasclark and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So, the community crunch dropped last night, revealing Discord is on Xbox, which not quite sure how that's relevant to ARK, but never mind, ARK does have an official Discord, and it is pretty cool. It is awesome news to hear that Xbox has now fully integrated Discord so you can now chat and use it in its app form within your Xbox dashboard, collaborating with other people on other platforms such as PC, for example. What's very interesting is in fact, PlayStation were meant to jump on this before even Xbox. Way back in January, it was announced that PlayStation had invested and they were looking to integrate Discord, but nobody knows what's happened there. You can sort of integrate it and you can display what games you are playing on PlayStation, but you can't actively use it like you can now on the Xbox. Well, I say now, it's not very clear if it's still rolling out. It seems it's in alpha access at the moment and will be, of course, developed and rolled out as time passes on. But it's great to see. Discord is by far the best social media interactive thing you can use when wanting to collaborate, share information, share artwork, try and find a team to play with, and yet you can go to certain dedicated Discords for those messages, which is great, especially for unofficials. That means you could perhaps have an unofficial Discord link to your server names, whereby you can straight away go through to that and find more information about that server straight away off the bat. But at the very least, it'll be a great feature for people wanting to know more about what's going on within the official community, with things like event details to know how long the summer Evo event is running for, because it's still running. You've got until July the 26th to take advantage of those advantageous rates from 3 times to 5 times, depending on what server you're playing. This is, I'm sure, the longest event we've had. It's going to be weird coming off this and going back to those normal rates. Nobody on Fjorda has been playing with normal rates unless you don't have these rates for your servers. But nevertheless, when that happens, that harvest game, that grinding game for that Elemente is going to be a little bit harder, but it's a necessary evil until the next Evo event, which is probably going to be the Fear Evolved event. Yep, last year you had the Summer Bash event in June, followed by Fear Evolved 5 in October 26th. So there's a few months to go now until the next event, so you know, back to those simple rates until then, but still the best event is yet to come, and the very last best event there is, maybe. So, Jeremy Stieglitz, co-runner of ARK, the animated series, of course, the co-founder of ARK, one of the big chiefs that saw ARK roll out. There is pretty much no bigger than Jeremy to talk about ARK, and posted something recently on Twitter, a screen grab of a scene for ARK, the animated TV series, showing, of course, Helena and Mei Yin in what's seeming to be a burning village in chaos, maybe being overrun by something. GP tried to enhance and analyze this to see if anything was being depicted, thinking there might be a monster in the background there, a shadow of something, maybe it could be a Rex tail or something like that. I don't know, I think there's not really anything there to work on, but it's a good possibility, it's a good theory, but what are they looking at? But either way, it's great to see another image of ARK, the animated TV series. I've got a big hope this is going to be a stellar performance, a well-written, a well-created TV animation that you are going to want to watch, whether you're an ARK fan or not. Jeremy did say way back in April that ARK, the animated series news, is on the horizon, and we haven't really seen much else since. This is pretty much it. We've seen a few character portrayals, Neddy, Jade and me constantly being frozen. We're talking about this all in the midweek live Evolved show live stream. And whilst, yes, there's going to be some great characters being portrayed from the game and voiced by some wonderfully talented actors, created by a very talented studio, I'm more keen to see, excited to see the island in an animated form, just seeing different scenes, places I might have already explored within the game, caves, artifact caves I went to, places I built in. Just seeing bits like that throughout is going to be such a treat for ARK players alone. I'm really looking forward to it. I just want to know when it's coming out and where it's coming out. We still don't know. All we heard was a bit of a rumour about HBO, but that's not really confirmed. It's one website telling us that it could be HBO, but I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt. A few people are still saying Netflix, but Netflix did have an event quite recently where they were showcasing all of the animation stuff that was coming up very soon, and ARK wasn't there in the schedule, so I don't know. I don't think it's going to be on Netflix. Maybe they're still trying to figure out a deal. If so, I'm a bit concerned about it coming out this year. I think it really does need to. Hopefully at the end of this year. It is still dated for 2022, which of course is this year, and it would be the perfect time. At the end of the year, bridge the gap between ARK 1 and ARK 2, keep that running. Hopefully it's going to be a week by week drop. Don't drop them all at once. I'm telling you now, keep people hooked and wanting to watch the next episode. I'm not a fan when people just upload the entire show all at once. I know, yeah, you get to binge it, but there's still a feeling you just can't get anywhere else when an episode ends on some major cliffhanger and you've got to wait a few days or a week to find out what happens next. It kills you. It makes you start balling out theories between one another to figure out what's going to happen. Of course, many of you will probably already know because this is kind of based on the Explorer notes, but not completely based. The devs did say this isn't going to be a canon, strictly canon storyline, so it might be a bit different to what was read on the notes if you even spent the time to read the notes, and I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't. There's a lot of notes out there. There's a lot of story to ARK. Honestly, I've tried my hardest to get my head around it, and I still don't think I even know 50% of the backstory behind. There's so many cool characters behind the scenes. Neddy, of course, is your go-to source if you want to learn anything lore-wise, and you probably will. I will certainly have to prior to watching this because I'll be doing some episodic reviews when it comes out with probably Jade and maybe even Ned if we can get him on. So stay tuned. Let's just hope for a date soon. And bam, you know him. Been around for a while. Does some PvP videos. Awesome, talented dude. Honestly, I've genuinely enjoyed watching Bam for years on end. Good grief. There we go. Bam's first video was ARK on Xbox One. Dinos on Xbox 6 years ago, and obviously went on to make some great content. He is by far one of the best editors around. He definitely spends a lot of time to make really funny, engaging content, but did raise a very valid point on Twitter recently, which a few people have mentioned in the past, and you know, it's almost pointing out an elephant in the room at this stage. But Bam put it out there that the devs don't care, they're not listening, they're not engaging with their content. What's going on? Caesar jumped in as well to say, yeah, they don't care about us, all they want to see is that PvE content. And Said actually jumped in to reply, which is great. I know the devs have seemingly tried to skirt around this before, and I understand why, and I'll touch on that in just a minute. But Said jumped in to say PvP videos are sometimes harder to spotlight because of language and adult-like content. We tend to try to hit a pretty safe bar in terms of content, but you do bring up a good point, and perhaps they're going to see how they can figure out integrating it more in future. But he's completely right with PvP, and it's understandable. You get competitive, you lose it, you get a bit heated, they get a bit heated, you say a few words, that escalates, and it goes to a level where it's just not family friendly. And Wildcard can't be seen advocating that. They can't be encouraging people to use some foul, dirty, soap-ridden mouth language. They gotta keep it nice and happy. I know PvP. Everybody knows that PvP creates toxicity, but you can't encourage that. We have to try our best to discourage that. You do. Every content creator out there that does PvP videos, and there's some big ones out there, and certainly much bigger than me, and I don't feel like I'm on any league compared to any of these guys, so please take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. But just do more effort to bring it to a level that, you know, people can engage with that don't want to hear that language. And I know for people like Bam, it almost goes hand in hand. I couldn't imagine watching a video without it, but he's done it. I've seen videos where Bam has dropped that language to a bare minimum. And I guess the point is, if you want to be highlighted, you've got to do more yourself to discourage that end, the toxicity. I know it's there, but if we all made a little bit of effort to just try and reduce that. I know it's never going to go away ever with PvP, with competition. It just brings out the worst of us sometimes, but if we can all just try and make an effort, that's got to count for something surely. And you never know. If you start making some of those videos and drop that language to a minimum, hopefully, it'd be great to see. But at the very least, it's wonderful to see Said finally replying to Bam. Bam addresses the devs a lot on Twitter and never gets responded to. So it's cool to see that finally somebody has said something back. Big love, Bam. Honestly, I do really love your content. I hope this came across as some fair criticism. I don't know. But yeah, you are by far one of the biggest inspirations for me for getting into ARK. Watching you for years, mate. And just keep up the great work. Just gotta calm it down a little. That's it. Or don't, because that's not really you then, is it? And Nakatas Svartalfheim. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. A lot of you are taking the mickey out of me for pronouncing this. There's a lot of these bizarre words. Apparently, I was calling it some pork crackling the other day. But anyway, Svartalfheim is in a playtestable version now. I have yet to be able to play this myself. Nakatas, come on, invite me. But Nakatas showed this last night in some glory. Didn't get to see it, I'm afraid, because I'm busy catching up on content after having a few days off early in the week. But I just wanted to let you know that Nakatas will be again showcasing this in some playable version today at 7 PM my time, which is 6 PM CEST, which is a bit earlier in the day over in the US, a bit later in the day over in the UK. Not in the UK, in the house. And just very quickly, Monarchy, the official Monarchy Twitter account, is currently asking you, who do you want to see in the Monarchy? So just get involved, tag away, tag people. You never know, they might appear in the Monarchy. But you've got to tag them for people to know about it. So get posting away, get sharing. Linda. And there we go, that completes your news for today. Not a lot to talk about, a few hot topics. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, comment below. Let me know. Until next time, my name is Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, peace out.